Yeah, what it is, what it do, what it is. It is your boy, The Grizz, and I am back, baby, with my full voice, with my actual voice, and I'm no longer under the weather, but while your boy was down, he was enjoying some games, and I've been still uploading some sort of content here and there, as you can see. Bam! My girl right here, look at that. It's my baby. Yeah, I know. Y'all seen the video, so y'all already know what it is, but look, peep that out, peep that out. What does that say? The Grizz. But welcome back to Yesterday Today. Forget my excitement. This is the show where I bring you some of the biggest gaming news you may have missed from Yesterday Today. And we got some stuff that happened over the weekends. But before I give you that news, go ahead and hit that like button if you like these videos. And if you're new here, hit that red subscribe button. So Capcom has been bold enough, and they've been confident enough to believe in their Resident Evil 4 remake so much that the review embargo broke a week ahead of release street date. Yes. So last Friday, the review embargo broke for Resident Evil 4 remake, and man, it's sitting at a 93 on Metacritic. At some point, it was a 95, and this is one of the better reviewed games. Okay, it's sitting at a positive of 94, 2 mixed, probably some haters, and well, it's really enjoyable. Let's look at the top one here. As I mentioned earlier, the reply value for Resident Evil 4 is through the roof. Knowing how much time I put into Village, which has a fraction of the content here, there is plenty of fun and horror to be experienced. My hope is that many games can experience the remake on their own as I did. And I have that feeling of playing it for the first time as of now. Resident Evil 4 Remake has officially dethroned Dead Space as my game of the year. But then when you scroll all the way down and look at some of the lowest scores, and let's look at let's look at Silicon Era and DualShockers, starting with DualShockers first. It says, Resident Evil 4 Remake asks the bold question of whether you can perfect what many already consider perfection. While fairly competent at the basics, Capcom's latest remake has the least creative energy of its series revivals, leaving you wanted for much more. And then Silicon Era, both companies gave them 70s. It says, in an attempt to make Resident Evil 4 with more modern sensibilities, it has left behind what made the original game too great to begin with. Well, that apparently, it just proves apparently that video game reviews are very subjective, and with mostly everybody, 94 to these two, the lowest score is 80, 75, stuff like that, but there are mostly 100s going on around, right? I still own my Resident Evil 4 GameCube version, a game that I've actually been too afraid to finish, but now you're dealing with an absolute different beast. I am an older person now, I'm not a teenager, I am a grown man, and I am ready to face the monsters ahead. Well, behind Leon's back, I'm going to be controlling Leon so he can fight the monsters. I don't want to face any monsters because I was behind Isaac Clarke's back just 2 months ago, playing and loving the Dead Space remake, and this might be the year of remakes, and given the fact that we got Metroid Prime Remastered, which I'm still playing, yeah, it's a great game, so yeah, this is the year of remakes. Let's remake all the stuff from the PS2, the GameCube, and even the 360 PS3 era. We got that in the Last of Us and, of course, Dead Space. So, yeah, happy to hear that Resident Evil 4 is already off to a great start. I'm pretty sure it's going to sell because I'm not going to get it right away, but I'm going to eventually get it, and I will be reviewing it on the channel because action horror, I'm here for you, baby. Let's do it. So online excitement has ensued as over the weekend, Diablo 4 Early Access has started. Yes, all the way in March, and the game is officially set to release in June 6th. That is a crowded month. Then, well, I'm happy to report that people are really enjoying it, but of course, given the fact that this is early access in the game in its beta form, there is issues. Some people are complaining that they cannot get inside games or there are excessive long queues, but they already are working on it. And if you go over to the forums, and this is by Games Radar because they gave us a nice little breakdown, and it says, the hotfix contains updates to improve server stability issues. We included an update that is targeted at fixing and improving the queues issues console players have reported on since the early access launch. We would like to thank everyone for taking the time to play, provide feedback, and share your experience with us. We will continue to share updates as we hear from the team. Thanks again for your patience and understanding. And that is from the community manager on the forum. Now, These types of things are bound to happen when things launch in beta or early access. That's what they are there for. They want people to give them feedback. But keep in mind that once again, this is beta and early access, and they want to be able to catch these issues. So I understand, like, yo, let them know your issues, give them feedback. Don't go online complaining and giving the developers issues. This is what it's for. So if you're one of those people who have gotten early access, and man, there's just so many other stuff to play, and I definitely love to play some Diablo in early access, but if you are one of them, let me know if it's your vibe down in the comments below, and let me know if you are having fun. Alright, so let's talk about that acquisition and the numerous steps and everything that's been going on. Well, especially since I've been going, because a lot happened just last week, but in the latest, it's Microsoft is things are gonna be wrapping up over in the EU area, and they're going to decide by May 22nd. And Microsoft has been doing a lot. They've been handing out 10-year deals everywhere, and they've handed it out to 3 different companies. And well, it seems like PlayStation is the only company that doesn't really want to play ball at this point. Respectfully, they sound like a tantrum throwing child. But here's official word from Reuters, and it says, Microsoft Corporation has offered remedies in an attempt to gain EU antitrust approval for its $69 billion acquisition of Activision, a European Commission filing showed on Friday. The EU competition enforcer, which did not provide details in line with its policy, will now seek feedback from rivals and customers before making its decision by May 22nd. Microsoft President Brad Smith has said that U.S. software company was prepared to offer rivals licensing deals to ease competition concerns, but not to selling Activision's lucrative Call of Duty franchise. The company has in recent weeks signed agreements with 3 companies, as I said, to sign for Call of Duty. We have stood behind our promise to bring Call of Duty to more gamers on more devices by entering into agreements to bring the game to the Nintendo console and cloud gaming streaming services offered by Nvidia, Boosteroid, and Ubisoft. We are now backing up that promise with binding commitments to the European Commission, which will ensure, that the deal benefits gamers into the future. In the last week or two, it's been looking amazingly for Microsoft, because they seem like everything is starting to play ball, and Sony's starting to look a little bit more crazier, because recently they said, yo, they might give us a buggy version, or they're basically saying that this isn't fair. They're doing everything they can to stop, because, well, this is just business. I don't have a business degree. I don't really know business like that. But one thing I do know is that if this is your competition, you're doing your best to stop them from getting in the lead and getting ahead. So this is really interesting. I can't wait for this to go through, because I'm actually wondering, right? The developers of Diablo 4 have said there is no plans of it going on into Game Pass. But what if this deal goes through in like April or May, and then Diablo 4 comes out June 6th, and then, well, day 1 on Game Pass or whatever in the coming months in Game Pass? And are you gonna wait for it? And what about all these games that's just gonna be officially gonna eventually go into Game Pass? This is actually really interesting, and I can't wait to see what's going on here. This is actually, we're on the better side of things now, because all of the back and forth, a group of gamers suing Microsoft to stop the acquisition, Sony saying they're going to release buggy versions, man, this has been a whole mess, but it has been quite entertaining to watch. But let me know if any of this is your vibe. Do you know anything further about this acquisition? Let us have a healthy dialogue in the comments below, and let me know if this is your vibe. Alright, that is a wrap for this. Let me know what you think about everything down in the comments below. Are you going to be playing Resident Evil 4 Remake on day 1? And are you as excited as I am? And also, let me know, have you been playing Diablo 4 in early access? Is it a blast? Is it as great? Does it feel better? And of course, let me know once again what you think about this Microsoft acquisition of Activision. Always got to take my time saying that. And so, if you like these videos, go ahead and hit the like button. And if you don't like anything you heard, holla at your boy in the comments. Let's have a healthy conversation. If you are new here, hit that red subscribe button and turn on all notification bells so they can know when the boy is posting. But I tell you, Monday to Friday at 9 a.m., helping you start the workday, bring you some of the biggest gaming news you may have missed from yesterday to today. Thank y'all so much for watching, and this video is finito.